welcome to Creative You Podcast. I'm Catherine Kirby, and this is
Holly Malehorn.
And this is
Jen Dahl.
And we're going to show you some of the things we've been knitting and crocheting. So Holly, you've seen Holly before with her little dog Cody. And I've talked about her on many episodes. She is a knitter, a tatter. And this is the new little shop dog. This is Sandy. And this is Sandy's third day here. She's afraid in the car. She usually doesn't let me hold her, so you can tell that she's out of her element. And I hope that she'll make a good shop dog. And she's a Zitsu, so we'll sit her here. And Holly is going to show you a lot of the things that she's made over the years. And then Jen is a brand new crocheter. She's just learning. She's just doing her first projects. So, take her away, Holly.
Okay, well, I don't know a lot of the yarn names, and I don't know pattern names, but this is for my mom.
This is Enorm. That's a Louisa Harding, super bulky merino. And
Happy birthday, Mom. It's her birthday gift.
Did you like making this, the wild colors?
It was great. Every time I'd make a stitch, it was a different color coming through, and I'd be like, oh, that reminds me of that type of candy, and oh, that reminds me of Christmas. Oh, this reminds me of this. So through it, it's like memories. And just color combinations I wouldn't normally make, and I could see it through there.
I don't think the hot pinks show up. They show up kind of red. That's one of the... This is just like a basic, almost like grandma's dishcloth pattern, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It was knit 3, make 1 right, go to the end, to the last 3, make 1 left, then knit the last 3.
That's beautiful.
Very simple pattern. This I made, I don't even know when ago. That was one of my first...
That was your first Fair Isle class. That's called 16 Hearts. And then Holly got fancy up here. She's afraid she's going to run out of yarn, but I love it. Yeah.
Just careful when you sit your dogs right behind
So
you.
that is a free Ravelry pattern. And if you want to learn two-handed Fair Isle, that's a great little pattern. It's done with a DK weight yarn.
I've made probably 15, 20 of these hats.
Oh, this is a C&B Odin. It's a super bulky. It was a Debbie Bliss and her daughter. Conway, Bliss and Conway, super bulky. I love that melon color. So do you start out with a pattern or?
It was cast on, I think, 38, and I just do a simple 1-on-1 rib, and I go up 36 rows, or till it fits on my head. Then I just knit 2 together. Yeah. Keep going till you go about 6, yarn it through. This, and you could do anything with that pattern. It's very simple. This is one of my favorite things I've made.
So this is Lily's sweater. It's a cottage creation booklet, and she has a lot of good patterns like the wallaby. So did you start with the bottom or the top?
I think we started with the hood on this one.
And I think you can do a garter stitch hood, or you can do a stockinette stitch hood, and then you go down. That is really cute. This is done with Cascade pinwheel. It's a worsted weight acrylic. Look at that pretty striping and the little ducky buttons.
And you had enough that you can get a little baby hat out of it too.
Aw, cute. Aw, nice.
Okay.
So how long have you been knitting?
How long have you been open?
6 years.
5 years.
Oh, you know, Holly came one Saturday, and this is back when the shop was new and you know, not many people came in, and I met her and I said, hey, do you want to sit down and knit with me? And she's like, yeah.
My mom had gotten me a bag and had knitting on the side. And I was like, you know, I haven't tried that in like forever. This was the biggest, this has been the biggest craziness knit I've ever made. And unfortunately, I just put it through the washing machine, and my washing machine got really hot. And so it's kind of semi-felted, but I like it better now. Except for the sleeves are a little long, but...
This is Usha, which is a super bulky, really soft merino. Usha means soft. It's
really nice.
Yeah, oh, that is nice. And Holly wears this a lot. And when she was planning the stripes, there was a woman in here named Cheryl. And Cheryl said, well, don't do them even. You'll look like a bumblebee. Remember that? She said, space them out. Do some
every
Yeah,
day.
that is really, and warm. I bet it's really warm.
Very warm, very warm. And this is just a quickie. I have no idea.
Oh, we had
She knows everything. It's amazing.
Oh, we had it was called like yarn sampler night or something, where yarn tasting, where you got like 6 different balls of 6 different yarns, and we all put those super bulky yarns together and made a cow. It was fun.
This is a kit I made my mom. She couldn't find the gloves, just right off the top of her head.
Yeah.
I know she wears it because we went to the Hershey Bear game.
Oh, you know
last year.
I just had one of these on. This is a neat pattern. It went with Ginga, which is a Noro super bulky yarn, and you do, well, I can't really say because it's a pay pattern, but it's fun. I did mine on straight needles, and when I took it off, it just kept coming off the needles. This cute little cable hat.
I've seen her wear it to the Hershey Bear games.
Cute.
So I would say it's warm.
Is this Kaleidoscope?
It
maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's Euro Baby Kaleidoscope.
And this is something that you made, and I loved it so much. I went and got it, but it doesn't show up really well on the cameras. It has a green, you can see my tag.
Oh, this is Cascade Luminosa, and it's a pattern called Henslow Shawl. And the ones we all did were smaller because we did it with a lace weight yarn, and this is a worsted weight yarn. But wow, is that gorgeous?
And
wow.
It has like a teal in it, but you can't hardly see.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It shows up pretty
show
good. And you actually do the lace border later, and that is a lot of fun. That's a pattern that you have to buy, and it was our best-selling pattern of the year before.
I've made bags, and I have a simple basic pattern, and I've made a ton of bags. I have one in my car that I've also gone and made, just don't even do the handles, just tie it off, and then I put an I-cord through it.
Right, I know you've given these as gifts, and people love them.
They really stretch huge open. The hardest part is getting the opening to stretch.
Oh, do you have a Ravelry page? Do you post your projects?
I don't, I should.
Yeah.
So I started not doing handles and just doing an I-cord pull. Here's some just real basic hats.
Valentine's Day hats. We're almost at Valentine's Day. Oh, they're cute with the rolled brim.
Yep, simple, easy, same stitch the whole way around.
Yeah.
Here's, I think must be for my brother-in-law. And then we're getting close to the end. Just another, this feels like...
Oh, I haven't seen your owl hat yet.
That's one of the owl hats.
Oh, here we go. This is one of the owl hats without buttons on the eyes. Oh, isn't it? You made a lot of these for people in your family.
I did.
With Diamond brand Llama Soft, which is a really soft worsted weight yarn. This is so soft.
And here's a owl with buttons.
And then there's one of the men wanted without the owls. There's one of the owls with the buttons. I'm actually doing the little Wowligan cardigan now by Kate Davies for little girls with owls around the top. This is Katia. It was a Katia kit with all the different colors in and a pattern for a garter stitch scarf. Oh, that's nice and springy and light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
And just 2 more little things. Catherine has tatting stuff here, and I know how to tat. So here are 2 doilies I've made.
You've taught tatting classes. Would you encourage people? Is it
I
easy?
love it. I could teach you how to tat with the needle within. This has a button.
So you do needle tatting, not... What are the 2 types?
There's shuttle and needle. I could shuttle tat, but it's not my favorite.
Uh-huh.
I do needle tatting, and you can't really tell the difference.
I don't
There's
even
little
know how she does
beads
that.
in there. I could teach you how to do this within 20 minutes. We'll be starting our first medallion.
Oh.
So yeah. So that's some of my stash.
Well, just tell them a little bit about yourself. What you do with your time.
My daughter just graduated college, so now I'm kind of doing that empty nest syndrome type of thing. So I'm doing a lot of knitting, reading. I'm a special ed teacher. I teach life skills at high school. I have my pets to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my little buddy's not around with me anymore knitting, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
So this is Jen. Move over a little bit. Jen, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
I'm Jen, and I just decided with COVID I was tired of watching TV and doing nothing. So I had to get my hands busy, and this is just so relaxing. It doesn't sound relaxing, but it is relaxing once you know what you're doing. And I've just made 2 scarves. This is it. So I did this much in, I guess, 3 weeks.
Well, Jen has only had 1 lesson, right?
Yeah, this will be my second real lesson. So,
and this
is what I was able to
do.
do.
Have a ball of this? I think we do have a ball of it. This is Ella Ray Cozy Soft Chunky.
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, so it looks like this. It's a chunky yarn. It's an acrylic merino blend. It's a variegated yarn. And I was just thrilled at how I said it looks like dots and dashes. And you want to tell them what stitches you did?
It's just a half double and a double. And I just, on the double, I just catch the back stitch to make it look a little bit different. And I've just been sitting around doing that instead of watching TV.
So on the row that Jen does the double crochet, she goes in the back loop only, and that gives it that ridge look. And so this was your first one.
That was my first one.
Yeah. And this is half doubles.
Is this both? It's the same. Yep.
Yeah, I thought they
Half and
turned
doubles.
out gorgeous. I had not experimented with this yarn very much, and I just loved the way the colors played. This one is Blackberry Hill. This one is Camel what? Camel.
I think it just says camel.
Camel train or camel something. So, yeah. So, what are you going to do next?
Well, we have some babies coming in our family, so I think I'm going to shoot for baby blankets and to learn how to read a pattern.
Yeah.
That's my next thing is I want to learn how to read the patterns, and I can't believe what they can make. So hopefully I'll stick with it. And
you would be amazed how many crocheters come in and say, I've never learned to do a pattern. I just do big granny squares, or I just do double crochet, but I don't even know what I'm doing, they say. This was the same yarn, the camel color, but mine, I did different stitches, and I didn't get the really neat color play that Jen got. And then you can tell when I started a new ball. So tell them when you started a new ball, what happened.
Well, when I started a new ball, the colors weren't lining up exactly right, which I didn't understand what was going on or why I didn't like it. So I had to rip it out and then cut some of the yarn off to start with the right color that I finished with, and then things went okay for me. But it did change the way the scarf was looking.
Right. So when you start a new ball, sometimes you have to forfeit a little yarn to get it back on track. But I wanted to show you how very different that looked. And then this is the Macy hat. That was done, I think it's a pay pattern with puff stitches. This is called Lace Merino Aran. And then look how different it looks. This is actually how she shows on her pattern with using 2 different colors. So I have a lot of yarn left. I'm going to put a big pom-pom on there. I love the way this striped. And then I'm going to reverse the 2 colors and do another one. So that's the Macy beanie. So, Holly, what are you going to do next?
I think I'm going to do some UFOs, unfinished products, and I'm trying. We're gonna try. I brought some of them along. It's just, and I'm trying to make a blanket, and I'm thinking about summer birthdays and stuff. Trying to get ahead of the situation since they can start coming fast and furious, and then you're stuck.
Right. And so you're going to do a baby blanket. And what goals do you have in the future?
Slippers.
Yeah, slippers.
One of my grandmothers used to make slippers, and it was a big thing in our family, and no one does it anymore. So I thought I'd take on the tradition, and hopefully I can do that.
Right. Let me grab my little idea here.
Now everybody can see where my hand was during the thing fitting the dog. This is what I've been doing during the podcast.
Well, she has not ever wanted to sit with me. We've had her, I don't know, 6 weeks. And now that she's riding in the car, she's really scared riding in the car. All of a sudden, she wants to sit with me. So this is the moss stitch. And it looks great on the back or the front. It would make a great scarf. You do a half double and a slip stitch the whole way across. And then the next row, you do the opposite. You do the slip stitch on top of the half double. So I had an idea to make slippers, and this would be a little size, like toddler size, but then I'm going to put the furry yarn, the furreal, I'm going to line it with the furreal and then edge it with the furreal. So I'll show that to you again in the future. So I guess that's it. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Would you encourage people to learn to crochet?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm doing something again. So, you know, if you want to be creative, give it a shot.
Some people say, well, you know, I'm going to do that after I retire, or I'd say start now because it is very relaxing. I used to come home from a very stressful job in family practice, and my husband knew I'd just go upstairs and knit or crochet for an hour, and he knew that was just my wine. I mean, when that crochet hook is just moving in and out, or you're just knitting, you're just peaceful, right?
Yeah, it's only 2 stitches for knitting. So people say, oh, it's too hard. Well, it's only 2 stitches.
Right.
Same with tatting. It's only 2 stitches. So start off easy, basic, and they say, well, I don't have time. Well, you do have time. You know, instead of just watching TV or when something's cooking, or there's a lot of time that people waste during the day. So yeah, it's absolutely. And I'm trying to lose weight, so it also keeps me busy. So I'm not, especially during this COVID, I found out that I'm watching TV and just eating.
It does keep you from snacking because you have to use your hands.
And you don't want to clean them all the
positive.
time.
It is a positive. I've heard that from a couple people now.
If you were eating food and then knitting or crocheting, those food scents stay on your products, your projects, and your pet, especially dogs, will want those. You know, if you eat a cheeseburger and then you're crocheting, that scent is going to be on your yarn, and dogs will go after your projects.
Not to mention grease spots and Cheeto dust.
Yes.
Yeah, not good. Not good, right? Okay, well, we shall see you the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.